Okay, quick documentation video, and I do mean quick, of my next challenge lock going into the wild. This one is called Shroom Tea. Start with the keychain because I think it's kind of cool, and I'm not done with it, but kind of looks like a mushroom. Gonna paint the top up to look like a panther cap, red, white spots, and it will say Shroom Tea, the other mat. Since I pinned it up, it's just a carabiner epoxied, so it doesn't come out. Cheap epoxy, so it probably will eventually come out. But anyway, this started life originally as a quickset core that I had some problems with. Imagine that. So I transplanted it into another quickset core that I had. Just a standard quickset core. I'm not making any changes to the Bible at all. If it'll focus. Not making any changes to the Bible at all. As you can see, it is the split style. Reason I didn't do that is clearance. I want to make sure that I left the tightest tolerances I could. I know that's a laugh with quicksets, but that's what I wanted to do. This was actually a Brinks core, so we've got this screw in on the back. I succeeded in losing the pin in the spring, so if you get this guy, don't tighten it up too hard and make sure that it's tight before you start. I went ahead and filled the construction holes on this with just some JB Weld, ground it down smooth. The reason I did that is originally this had some really sharp T-pins as drivers, and those were acting like trap pins. And while that may be cool, I didn't feel like dealing with it on this lock, so went ahead and filled those. Went ahead and serrated just number 3, and that's because of the pin that's going in there. The bitting on this guy, if we go by numbers, is 12521. So we've got the highest cut in the front, highest cut in the back, and in the middle you've got a valley, and that's the deepest valley you can cut and still have a key work. That's why it was a 5. The max is 4 spaces. So yeah, anyway, I guess I could have went with a 6, but math is hard. Alright, I wanted to get you into the pins a little bit, because these guys are just ones. It's not a lot you can do with that pin, so I just kind of rounded it out and put a serration in it, just hoping that the driver pin is going to have all the fun. In 2, we've got a T-pin. Not as drastic as I would have liked, but the drastic ones weren't working. Number 3, we've got a gin bottle spool. I call that a mushroom. Some people call them bottles. There we go. There's the focus, kinda. With a couple of little serrations in it. Hopefully to make you push really, really hard on that pin. Because of the driver pin being what it is. Number 4 is another T-pin. Again, not as radical as I would have liked, but the radical ones weren't working right, so out they came. For drivers, this is just a thin-waisted spool. Nothing really to write home about. If I can get this sucker to focus. There we go. In driver slot number 2, this is a mushroom pin. In driver slot number 3, we've got a drunken mushroom, drunken spool. This is my first one of these, and it's fun. I may make a lock with all of those because it's pretty sensitive as far as pressure goes. So I like it. Hopefully it'll trip people up. That's actually not a real wafer. I just cut the end off a driver pin that had been damaged. So there you go. Slot number 4, we've got another mushroom. Slot number 5, we've got another thin-waisted spool. So there's where you get the name Tea Party, or Shroom Tea. You've got mushrooms and tea pins all over the place. Springs, I did try to vary it up. We've got a strong steel spring, and we've got a standard quickset spring. This copper guy is from a Master. Pretty small, pretty actually hard to compress. Number 4, we've got another just standard generic quickset steel spring. Looks a little different than number 2, but I think that's just iterations that they do. It's just a generic steel. And then in pin 5, we've got a double. And this is double of these guys. So double spring in number 5. And you really can't tell that you have to push 5 pretty hard to get it up there. Anywho, that is it. Shroom Tea is going to go to If Bombguard first. It is if he still wants it. He fell in love with the false set on Chloe, so I told him I'd build something that false set the same way, and I think I succeeded. The few times I've picked this, I realized it's not a super hard lock. I'd say anybody who's a blue belt on the Reddit system should be able to pick this lock, no problems, no problems. This lock is about to false set. I've never gotten it open picking it counterclockwise or clockwise, but I get a super deep false set. And I have gotten it open clockwise several times. Not as much false set, but still quite a bit. So anyway, I hope that if you're watching this, you're next in line for it.